everybody. How are you? How's it going? It's Michelle House here from Rich Living. Welcome to High Vibes at 5:55. High vibes, high vibes, high vibes, high vibes, everybody. It's very quiet at my house today. I don't know, there's a quietness going on. I don't know what that's about. Not that it's ever noisy at this time of day, but I'm really noticing the silence. I'm noticing the silence so much that I'm going to close this door. Hang on a sec. Maybe that's what it is. Who have we got? Awesome. I can see you all joining. Fantastic. Great to see you. Great to see you. We had a power thing happen this morning and it was totally black. And I was like, I need a backup plan. What's going to happen? What happens to a 5:55 if I've got no lights? Lucky, lucky, lucky we're all here. All right. So, hang on. I wanted to talk to you today about the difference between self-belief and arrogance. Now, before we get started, it is the new moon today. Blank canvas, everybody. We have a beautiful, beautiful sky with a blank canvas, blank little space for us to start clearing the way and clearing the path for us to create beautiful intentions for the full moon. And it is a super new moon, so super, super strong, super, super powers. Got it? Super, 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 super women and men. All right, so great time to be, like I said yesterday, decluttering, clearing up, preparing, clearing your mind, getting rid of your negative thoughts, all of that stuff in preparation for the new moon. It's also the first day of the Alchemy of Intention setting process, where between now and the full moon, we actually work together and do all of that clearing of the limiting beliefs and the self-doubt that are stopping the change happening in your life. Now, if you jumped on the Cracking the Code class the other night, which was all about change and how we think we want change, yet we just sit around and don't do anything about it, this Alchemy of Intention setting process has those two missing bits in the formula that will help you get closer to creating that change in your life and making that change occur. So we work a lot around your vision and getting a really clear picture on what your vision is, but also a plan. You can't do anything without a plan. You got to have a plan. Action, action. We want action. All right, so that's what is happening here. But for those of you that are tuning in for the first time, a high vibes 5:55 live is something I do every weekday to inspire awareness and to help you and others get into a high vibe state and bring a bit of happiness and joy and love and peace to the world. So stay tuned, because at the end of the show, I've got to think of a word there, it's got to flow off my tongue, people. At the end of the episode, we have a hashtag about what we've been talking about, and we take that hashtag over into the Rich Living Room group and continue to talk about it and inspire and uplift and support each other in the beautiful community that we've got going over there. Alrighty, let's get started. Self-belief, the difference between self-belief and arrogance. I wanted to bring it up because I'm reading this book. Has anybody read it? Into the Magic Shop. It is, I'm actually doing the book review on it in the vaults this month, in our book club. So I got about 3/4 of the way through it, and I'm going, I don't know if I like where this is going. This guy is really arrogant. I can see and I could feel his arrogance. He's actually it says a neurosurgeon's quest to discover the mysteries of the brain and the secrets of the heart. So he's a neurosurgeon, he's a scientist. You know, everybody's God complex much. Anyway, I'm reading it, and and obviously the story is turning into a very lovely story about manifesting and intentions. I don't want to give too much away because I'm reviewing it for my people over in the vault. But what happened for me, what my light bulb in it was, oh, hang on a second, because I could see it starting to unfold, and I was thinking, this is about self-belief, but it's showing up as arrogance. What's the difference here? And it reminded me of myself, which is always a good thing when you can bring something back to yourself. But the difference for me between arrogance and self-belief is actually your perception of yourself. So and I know that well, I hope that when I'm conversing with people that they see that I have self-belief, I'm always taking into consideration that person's feelings. I'm always taking into consideration how I'm delivering what it is that I need to deliver. I think an arrogant person is actually making condescending remarks on top of their self-belief. So their self-belief is definitely here, but then they're loading it up with things that make them arrogant. Does that make sense? So they're loaded up with a bit of condescending remarks. They're loaded up with a bit of attitude. Their self-perception, and like I'm referring to this fellow in this book. For me, I kept thinking of that phrase that they often say about doctors, God complex. So that he had this self-perception that was suppressed. His self-belief was definitely there, but it was loaded. Yeah, like when they say loaded fries, it was like there's the lovely hot chips, and then they throw all this shit on top of it. Their relationships within society. I think arrogance is something about they almost separate themselves out of the picture and blow their self-belief up. My self-belief for me sits within inside a community to lift and inspire others. And I think maybe that's the big difference there, is that I hope that my intention is for my self-belief to be seen by people so that they go, oh, I'd like to be a bit like that. And it's in that I'm sharing it with the community and the people around me. I don't think arrogant people do that. They just have this self-belief, and it's almost like a train. Get out of my way, get out of my way, get out of my way, get out of my way. And yes, there are times when that might be required. He says in the book, I wrote this down, sometimes rules and criteria are critically important, but oftentimes they are arbitrary. And I agree with that. I really agree with that. And you guys would know, well, some of you would know who have been watching this before, is when it, so I home educate my kids, and we educate by interest. So what they're interested in, I kind of go in there and I blow it up and I immerse them in it. So if they're interested in French, I just don't dilly-dally around with a 10-minute app on their iPads. We go to French lessons and we do immersion. And because while they're loving it and while they're interested in it, that's the best way that people learn. Like us, while we're loving it and it's working for us, it's the best way for us to learn, right? So one of my children wanted to do hairdressing, and wasn't the right age according to the education system to be doing a school-based traineeship. And I had belief in her. So she was 2 years young. So the age is 15, she was 13. My belief in her that she was mature enough and able to handle it, plus my belief in me that I was able to supervise and guide her through that process, made me or enabled me or helped me have the conversations with the people in government who were going, rule, 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 rule. And I don't believe I came across as arrogant. It was the way that I dealt with the process. I had the belief, and I enrolled those people in that belief. I enrolled them in believing in me. I didn't say, you must believe me, I have to do this, get out of my way, nothing's going to stop me. There were parts of me that felt like that. Like, I really think I would wake up in the mornings and go, I really think that we need to just go a little bit further with this. I think we can. I think we can. I think that this rule is an arbitrary rule. It doesn't actually make sense. Why? Doesn't make sense. So I got my why hat on with these beautiful people at the education department, and every time they said something to me, I was going, why? Because my self-belief was driving me, not my arrogance. An arrogant person would not say why. An arrogant person would not be trying to investigate how they could get what they want. They would be demanding it. Now, in the demand is what I said before about it's the relationship with society, right? There's actually a really good really good bod post about it that I'll share with you a little bit later. And where they come from too, I think has a lot to do with it. Whether you're grounded. Arrogant people that I've come across, you immediately don't see self-belief, you see arrogance, and they're actually not grounded. They're not connected. They're not deep and purposeful and meaningful. They're just like a train. Is that making sense to everybody that's listening? Yeah, arrogance is, Janet's saying, arrogance is belittling to others. Self-belief isn't true. Um, Simone saying, wow, you amaze me. Homeschooling scares me. Scared the crap out of me too, love. Don't you worry. How many kids do you have and how old are they? I've got 3 kids. Because I've just had birthdays. So we've got 14, 12, and 8. Oh, I saw the sad face come across. Everyone going, oh my God, I made someone cry. Okay, back to Simone. Oh, okay, Simone asked me about the alchemy. I'll talk to you about that in a second. Who else have we got? Awesome. All right, so the difference between arrogance and self-belief. So maybe, why don't you think about, maybe there's even people in your life that you're seeing their arrogance and it's stopping you. So their arrogance is actually stopping you from being fully expressed and bringing your self-belief through and allowing that to shine. So pay attention to that too. You know, it might be a boss at work. It might be a client. Some clients could be like, I don't know. It might be a partner. It might be a relative. So have a look at where your self-belief isn't able to shine because of somebody being arrogant. So maybe that could be the hashtag today. So let's not focus on arrogance. Let's focus on shining. So hashtag shine. Where can you shine? What's something in your life today where you can shine and glow? So yes, I will. Robin will get that going for me. Robin will get that hashtag going for me over in the Rich Living Room. And if you're there, Robin, would you mind also sharing the link? I'm pretty sure she's there. I did see her. There she is. And if you share the link to that, also I think I did mention the Cracking the Code class, Cracking the Prosperity Code class, which I did the other night. It was awesome. It was so awesome. I have had amazing feedback. I've had incredible feedback about, Michelle, you give away this amazing free content. What more do you do? There's more. Oh, there's more. And the people that are joining me on the Alchemy of Intention today will find out more about that. And I've been drinking my, look at this. Isn't it pretty? I love pretty. And look, all of the teas. And then I have to show you inside. So I opened this today because I want all of my chakras to be nice and clean and cleansed for when I'm guiding you through the alchemy this week. I'm gonna, oh my God, it just smells divine. Hang on, let me see if I can show you without getting tea everywhere. How can I show you? Hang on, where's my hand? Oh, isn't that pretty? So I've had my so I've had my cleansing tea and I'm feeling very colourful on the inside. Oh, and you know the other thing last night, I had colourful dreams. So my dreams were things like we were walking past a drain and the spray, so the water spray was coming up in all of these colour burst rainbow colours, and we were grabbing white pieces of paper and holding them up and getting these beautiful coloured prints on the paper. I know, I'm ready. I'm totally ready. All right, so we'll get that hashtag going over in the oh, so Priscilla joined the vault as well. Awesome. So Priscilla was also in the Prosperity Code class on what night is it? On Tuesday. On Tuesday night. That's fantastic. That's awesome. So yes, there's a lot of things happening. For those of you that are doing the Alchemy of Intention with me as a live round again, those of you that are already members, I've turned it up. I've changed it. I've turned it upside down. We've got lots of new ways to look at things. All right, so I'll say goodbye to you guys. See you tomorrow for High Vibes at 5:55. And go share in the living room how you can shine. Where can you shine? Thinking about somebody that's blocking you or in your way, how can you come forward and shine? Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye.